A TV show called Pitch Chris, and the number one question I get on my show is, how do I raise that first dollar? How do I make money? This is a way.
I've been going around the world and I've been looking for revival, cause what I see, it's critical for all of our survival. People turning on each other, lovers put on a shelf in exchange for some hate and some greed to get wealth. The world's become a crazy place, it's everyone for themselves. So go and grab all you can get because it's gonna run out. We've been fed that lie so long, now we believe without doubt. Seem to be a part of something that could bring about some benefit.
Hi, my name is Chris DeBlasio. I'm an executive producer and I am the CEO of Agency 850. I'm probably insane, but a day in the life for me, I usually wake up anywhere around 4 a.m. to 4:30. I start very, very early. I have a couple of companies that I run. So I wake up super early. So I'll wake up anywhere between 4 a.m. to 4:30 in the morning. I used to wake up super early. I used to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I used to work out, but we're fortunate enough to actually, in this new office, we have a 24-hour gym. So I work out after work, but I usually get up around 4 o'clock. I'm a coffee drinker. I think that's a requirement to be a producer. You need to drink black coffee, right? So I usually have 2 bowls of coffee. And then I have quiet time, some time for myself for prayer and meditation. I also focus on things that I'm thankful for. I find that when you do that, it puts you in the right mindset for the day. And then I go right into my emails. I check Facebook and Instagram and all my social media accounts. I actually reply to all my messages. So I jump in my car, depending on traffic, it could take me up to an hour in the car. But one of the things that I like to do is, instead of listening to music, I listen to podcasts. I actually am working, right? I'm studying, I'm learning more things on my way to work. So this way, I'm not wasting that time, windshield time I call it. I'm not wasting time behind the windshield. I'm actually learning while I'm getting to work. Once I get into work, that's when it starts. So my name is Chris DeBlasio. I'm the CEO of Agency 850. So what we're seeing, some of the trends is, if you notice, back in the day, there wasn't many television shows, right? There was only a couple of channels, so commercials were really, really effective. But what we're finding is that now there's so much content with digital out there, it's harder and harder for people to actually get the most bang for their buck if they're an advertiser just having commercials. So what we do with product placement is their business is inserted in a narrative. So it makes a really, really sticky customer. And a lot of people, even in digital, when those commercials are running, they're mashing that skip button as fast as they can, right? But when your business is actually ingrained in the narrative, it really, really leaves a stronger impact and a better customer for our clients. With branded entertainment, it's really good for our advertisers because it leaves a long-lasting impact on them because they don't really realize that they're watching a commercial. So perfect example, we actually did a show on a public adjuster. What a public adjuster does is they stand up for a homeowner in these insurance battles. And I said, how the hell am I going to tell that in a commercial? So jokingly, I said, let's do a TV show. So basically what I did was I wrote a television show around his business called Insurance Wars. I bought out ABC, CW, and Fox, and I aired it on the local stations where his business was. And it was great because his business exploded. And the reason why is that instead of having a 30-second spot that most people either click skip or fast forward or DVR through, right? They're actually watching the advertisement because that's what it was for. It was to advertise his business. Hence, branded entertainment is what I stumbled upon. With branded entertainment, in the case of Insurance Wars, I saw what it could be, and I always think outside the box, right? So I was like, all right, well, how am I gonna fund this thing, right? So we're in Northwest Florida. There's not much going on in Northwest Florida. There's no tax incentives like Atlanta, Georgia has, right? There is some money down there, but a majority of the people down there, the wealthy individuals that have the type of income to invest in movies, that's their second property, right? They don't live down there. So they live like in Atlanta or they live in another major city. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't really go the investor route. So how am I going to do this? So initially I came up with a concept and he had a little bit of money to finance the pilot. And what I did was I took that pilot and I went to every advertiser I knew and all of our clients with this concept. And I actually raised 100% of the budget, including distribution. And that's how we fund a lot of our projects with product placement, product integration, and then working with those advertisers. So it's a way that you can actually get that seed funding thinking outside the box, right? Because that's the number one question. I have a TV show called Pitch Chris. And the number one question I get on my show is, how do I raise that first dollar? How do I make money? This is a way. Good question. Yeah. An editor? So hit me up on social media and just give me your name and if you have any type of reel or anything like that, we'll take a look at it. So yeah. It's nice meeting you, man. Yeah. I always say this. I always say we hire leaders, right? We don't hire followers. We hire leaders, and there are characteristics of a leader that are very important to me and to the culture of our company. And culture is very, very big for any organization, right? And it's even if whether it's a company or whether it's on set, like there's a vibe, there's a culture, there's something there, right? So a couple of things that I look for in leadership. As a leader, you need to know what your strengths and your weaknesses are. And if you know what your strengths are, you can be very open and upfront and saying, this is what I'm great at. And if you're equally open about your weaknesses, I know that you are already on the path to leadership. Your small, like independent films or student films or whatever it is, build up your resume, because that's what's going to take you to the next level. After you have that, then you're going to want to take that to an agent, and then the agent will be able to start booking you some really good paying gigs, and you can make a living out of it. Yeah. What's your name? Adam. Nice to meet you, man. So one of the biggest things for the ad agency is making it stronger and healthier, bringing on more clients. We do a lot of stuff with the entertainment business, so we're doing more key art and branding for movies that are coming out and TV shows, and we're doing that stuff. We're also doing CEO branding, personal branding, and helping other business owners help brand themselves, teaching them how to do that, do a lot of coaching and stuff like that. So over the next year, what I look at on the ad agency side, because we also do product placement, product integration, I always talk about having 2 TV shows and a movie. So with that, let's get a little bit into the show concept, because we kind of put it together, and I'll tell you not only the show concept, but the strategy behind the show concept. So this will be the long form, right? So you've got your short form that you're currently doing, that's the selfie stuff. This is going to be the long form, more professional type show. So the way it's going to start, and we wanted it to be a guest show, right? For multiple reasons. Number one, you actually can target people that you're trying to do business with, right? So you identify some CFOs or some accountants or financial advisors you'd like to bring on the show. You leverage that as a sales tool, right? It's free. You don't charge them for it. Be like, hey, I do this financial show. I'd love to have you on my show, right? You get them on. You instantly build, yeah, I can tag you and this and that. We can help you guys with all that, right? So you're building a relationship. That's number one. Then you guys can talk shop. You can talk business, right? You can talk finance and different things. And you guys have some questions. We can help you with some questions and stuff like that too to ask. So it's going to be a professional show. You guys are going to be talking about finance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to inject at least 2 questions per show, right? So much like Pitch Chris, the reason why we do that is that's our search, right? So when we'll take a question that's commonly asked, and then you answer it, or we'll have your guest ask you the question, right? And then you'll answer it, and that's when people are looking and searching in Google, that's your long tail keywords. In addition to that, it also enables us to make more content out of your one piece. I see that within the first the first year in 2019, because again, being a visionary, I'm always looking ahead of what, where we're going and how we're going to get there. And I have 2019 already planned out, and I look forward to what else crosses our desk, because in this business, it just takes that one package script or whatever saying, hey, we need help with this, and then we take it on. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to 2019, see what it brings.